Will you say it with me this time?
Yes, I will.
Ready.
Monday nights are a motherfucking bitch.
Yes. So here we are in Staten Island tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And we want to talk about something really interesting that I've been talking to you about lately because I'm a movie fanatic and I'm an actress as well. You've done some acting stuff too.
Yes.
And what I've recently been asking myself is how or why do famous actresses do sex scenes? We're talking about specifically like the famous ones like Sharon Stone,
Julianne Moore,
Halle Berry,
who else have done?
Angelina Jolie,
Mm-hmm.
and you know, they're famous actresses and they're doing movie scenes that just seem very realistic.
Right.
And I'm just wondering, like, would I do that? Could I do that? Or
Yeah,
like,
well, let me ask you that question.
Like, I do that?
Yes, if you got an opportunity to do a role and the story requires you to do an intimate love scene where there is nudity in that particular scene.
I think I would definitely do it if it was something like Pedro Almodovar, who's my favorite director, or if it's going to be like a Steven Spielberg or something that's going to be really done.
I don't think Steven Spielberg does anything like
Well, in case he ever does. Now he's doing West Side Story. I don't know if there's any sex scenes in that. But I think I would. It would just be very like, it has to be something special, like my favorite director or my favorite co-star. If I get to be in a sex scene with Henry Cavill, then you know I'm going to say yes.
Oh, right.
What about you? Would you do a sex scene?
Well, this is how I feel. I feel that there are a lot of movies where they are gratuitous sex scenes and nudity, which is, I feel, sometimes unnecessary in movies because it doesn't really tell the story. It's just exploiting the opportunity to sell sex and exploit the actors to some sort, But I feel that the only, I think that I would do is if it was part of a story, you know what I mean? The story, if it was an intimate love scene between two people that are in love and they're sharing a moment where, that is a real life situation. So when you're in a bedroom scene, I believe that it should be some sort of,
reason for it.
Right, reason for it.
Right.
And I would also say if I filmed a scene like that, there's a lot of trust between the actors and the director. So I would want to trust my director, and I want my director to direct me in the best possible way where I feel comfortable to do a scene like that. And if there were people that I don't want to have 80 people look at me. It has to be the necessary.
Usually that's in the contract before they shoot the scene. They say they want total closed door set or something like that. But let's talk about specifically, for example, Monica Bellucci, which we love this Italian actress, Monica Bellucci. She did a film which her back then was her husband, Vincent Cassel.
Yeah.
What was the name of that film?
It was called Irreversible, and I think it was Gaspar Noé.
The director. Right,
the director who was a controversial director.
Well, I never saw the film.
I did.
I know about it, and I've seen, scenes and previews and all that, but apparently there was, what was going on, tell us, with Monica Bellucci's sex scene.
The movie, the reason why it was called Irreversible, the director started the movie backwards. Okay. So it was kind of like from the end all the way, when they end the film, it's to the beginning. So there's a gratuitous rape scene that happens to Monica Bellucci's character. And it's a long scene. I mean, it's like, it goes on for a long time. And it's so gut-wrenching to watch because, she's like alone. She's in a tunnel. and no one's there to help her, and it's so realistic that you almost feel like.
But didn't you say that they actually did?
Well,
some kind of
I
sexual,
heard
real sexual act?
interview that she said that she wanted to make that scene believable. So basically,
She did, or the director?
she did.
Okay.
Maybe the director wanted her to, but she agreed to do it. So the actor that was the rapist wore a prosthetic penis, and then he was penetrating her with
Like real penetration.
right
With the prosthetic.
with the prosthetic.
Wow.
Right.
So, like, I mean, why would an actress want to do that? I don't.
Because
I
some
don't
people
know.
really are into their art, I guess.
Yeah, but
and
that's going to. The actor she was playing opposite was not her husband. Not
No,
Nancy
it wasn't.
Castile. It was another actor.
it
in the
was
film.
right.
Wow. Well, I mean, I don't know why someone already famous would want to do something like that, And then, just all other famous actresses like Sharon Stone, Angelina Jolie. When you watch these films.
What about that Chloe Sevigny scene? That,
Yeah, well,
right.
she actually performed oral sex on Vincent Gallo
Right.
in that film.
He.
What was it called, the film?
Oh, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny, yeah.
Right. The Brown Bunny. Brown Bunny. I'm sorry.
Brown Bunny. Bad Bunny's a singer.
I know. I'm getting it confused. Sorry.
Bad Bunny.
Right.
And she allegedly, or was
she
it confirmed
performs.
that,
Yeah, I saw the scene that she does fellatio to him, and
but they were lovers at that point.
I think so. They were
Or
dating.
they became lovers at that point, or something.
Something like that.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, and even just a regular sex scene where they don't actually have sex. For example, any Angelina Jolie movies like Original Sin with Antonio Banderas and Angelina Jolie. I mean, you can see the, grabbing and touching of her breasts and.
But I think she did that early on in her career.
Yeah, but still, I mean, they're famous pretty much, and I don't know. I always just wonder,
do you think if you were doing a scene like that and an actor was groping you or whatever, would you be aroused in that moment?
I don't know, but I mean,
how would you feel?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know what these actresses are thinking. I'm just very curious as to why they would do it. Sharon Stone, obviously in her first major film that made her famous, Basic Instinct, the scenes are very graphic as well.
But you heard about that scene, the controversial scene where she uncrosses her legs?
Yes, of
that
course.
the Paul Verhoeven tricked her and said that, I think for the camera, don't wear any underwear because, you could see the panty lines, and she trusted him, and then she didn't know that she was being filmed at that scene. I don't know.
But she uncrossed her legs, so she must have known that something must have shown.
Right.
So.
But I think there was a time where she said she wasn't aware of that. So.
What about Elizabeth Berkley in Showgirls?
Yeah.
A lot of hot sex scenes, the pool scene. And then
that was another Paul Verhoeven
scene,
film.
Yeah, the scene where she does a lap dance on.
The rape scene was very graphic.
Oh, of Gina Rivera,
right?
Where she gets raped by the rock star.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that was graphic.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What goes on through these actresses' minds when they do sex scenes like that? They're being groped and touched by different actors. Some of them are married. Both of them may be married to separate people.
We saw a movie a couple months ago called Aftermath with Keira Knightley and Alexander Skarsgård.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And then we were discussing at the scene where they were having intimacy, and he was sucking on her nipple.
Right. And you can actually see it.
Right.
They showed her face at the same time, right?
But I don't know. It could be also a body double, too.
I know a lot of them use body doubles, but when they don't, when you can actually see their faces and their breasts at the same time, and the male actor is sucking on them or licking them, or, you know, like...
How would you feel if somebody was...
Well, if it was Henry Cavill, I would be all over it.
Well, of course, sign her up.
I would be fine with it.
Sign her up on the dotted line.
But, I don't know. I think that's just crazy. What do you guys think? Is that, like, something, you know, that...
How do you guys feel about...
A husband would approve of... Would you husbands out there approve of your wife, who's an actress, doing graphic sex scenes and just physical nudity scenes?
I think you have to have a very comfortable, confident, strong man to, you know, be with and understand that that is your, you know, your art, what you do, you know, because sometimes the lines get blurred when an actor is getting intimate with someone, because sometimes we also hear about romances between actors and actresses. Remember, J-Lo was with her husband, and she did that movie with Ben Affleck, and then they had a romance.
Right, after the movie.
Right. Or during the movie is when they started to have feelings.
Well, the biggest one is, of course, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt, where they did Mr. and Mrs. Smith.
And he was still married to Jennifer.
Yeah, he was still married, and then they had some pretty graphic sex scenes in that movie, or not?
No, I don't think so, because it was like PG-13.
Yeah. But anyways, guys, we don't have an answer for you, but we're just kind of wondering, you know, if you guys, what are your guys' opinions?
Yeah, comment below, and we want to know what you think.
Of course, the guys are going to love the sex scenes, but I'm just saying, like, what goes through these actresses' minds when they do these sex scenes? I know that some of the male actors get aroused, like, I saw an interview with Henry Cavill, my favorite, who said he got aroused one time doing a sex scene, and he said because the actress he was playing opposite had nice breasts. So that's a problem I wouldn't mind having with him in a sex scene.
But I think most actors are very professional.
Well, yeah,
you know?
I mean most.
Right.
Yeah, both.
You know,
actors and actresses.
Right. So I think now, and especially with the Me Too movement,
now they have like these sex scene experts on set, like on The Deuce. I work on that show. It's a lot about prostitution and pornography. They actually have, like, I don't know what they call them, I forgot, but they're like sex experts, sex consultants for the graphic scenes. And, you know, they teach the actors how to touch a certain way that it's not, you know, too invasive of
I think it's like choreography.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is choreography anyways. But anyways, that's it. We're just wondering, you know, what these actresses are thinking. These famous actresses are thinking. Halle Berry, you know, Monsters Ball. At least she won an Academy Award for that, so that was worth it. You know,
Julianne Moore,
Salma Hayek, even in Frida, they're like, you know, grabbing her all over.
Well, I mean, I think some actresses had to do some sort of stuff like that early on in their career
to get the Academy Award nomination. Well, Salma got an Academy Award nomination for Frida.
No, but I'm talking about some sort of where they had to be challenged to do something like that, you know?
Okay, well, there you go. That's it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for listening.
See you on the next one.
Watching.